Carlos, you have no real family. You're on the wrong side of 37. You're childless and alone. Somebody close to you said, one more flop and it's over.
Somebody said they were close to me?
I cannot laugh at that line. That line is so...
It's hard acting doing. That's like the hardest acting I've ever done in my life.
That line is so funny. Oh my
man.
God.
Welcome back to SOS VHS. We have another great episode this week with Pete and Doc. We're here on the island. Actually, for real, we just found out that Doc didn't realize we're on an island.
What island? What are y'all talking about?
Well, the idea is that we're on an island. We're on a desert island right now.
Oh, that's what this whole setup is?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta tell him, bud.
Well, we're on this island watching movies, and at night we sleep in hammocks, and we drink coconut water for every meal. We have a set time to jerk off.
Yep.
In what world would we go and jerk off under palm trees and then, like, right after also hang out? We're on a desert island.
Venice Beach all day.
Also, hold on a second. I didn't get my session in, by the way. So
We can't do it right now. We have to record.
Oh, we probably should.
Yeah, well, we should record. We have a set schedule on this island.
Okay, but right after, I'm taking my session because I missed mine.
Can I get another session for the day and join?
No. One session per day.
That's crazy.
This guy's trying to get another session in.
No. If you get to do, you forgot yours and I'm joining in. Because you forgot it, that's your penalty.
Damn it. All right. Well,
yeah,
fine.
so I get 1.5 today because watching counts as 0.5.
You're not going to watch me. I have a private place to jerk off. You know where that is.
I don't want to see none of this shit.
No, wait.
Like I'm...
Yeah, wait. I mean...
Doc, honestly, like, if you watch an episode of SOS VHS, but after, like, we get up and you press fast forward on the tape, you would see like night vision footage of you jerking off.
Get the out of here. No, don't do that. No, we don't need that out in the universe. Hey, man, I don't jack off.
Smile.
In the fucking mist of the night. That ain't me. Well, at the crib. But let me tell you something.
Smile, you're on camera. All these cameras, I use at night to spy on y'all jerking off. And we have so much footage of fancy masturbating.
A lot. And you know what? It's just like Tropic Thunder where they put up all those hidden cameras. We have a bunch of hidden cameras You think you're in a private place? No.
There's no laws here.
Now I'm scared to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Now you fucking serious?
You can't me on this island.
Fucking nanny cams and shit like that. Something else.
Oh yeah, that little bear that I put in the bathroom that says "Welcome to potty, Doc." When it opens its mouth, there's a camera. So that's why when you're taking a shit, it just goes like this. I'm looking through its mouth. Because my hope is that
y'all is sick group
I thought it would be
I
I wanted to tell you I thought it'd be really funny if you stuck your dick in the mouth.
What? How do you really thought that would be
so that
funny?
I would have footage of your dick coming straight at the camera.
Wow.
That's what I want.
You know what? We got to pass the time somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how y'all roll?
Well, we haven't rolled cameras on that yet because it's an experimental film I'm making, and it's, it would be your dick coming at you. It's our version of 3D on the island. I need it 3D.
So you can just see like a shark coming in.
We can't do graphics on the island. It's just going to be called Doc's Dick.
Fucking weird motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. So Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, it just got weird.
Tropic Thunder.
This movie's perfect. I saw this at the ArcLight in Hollywood. I was so nerdy about it. It's so like I went at the Thursday midnight showing at the Dome. No one was there. No one came.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wait. You saw when did you see it?
The Thursday at midnight before it came out at the ArcLight on Sunset.
2008.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Doc, when was the first time you saw it? And follow-up question. What do you think about this movie?
Oh, the first time I saw it was today. That's what I'm talking about. I never saw the shit.
God, dog.
Yeah, I never fucking saw it. I ain't gonna bullshit.
What the hell?
Hey, it's embarrassing. You know how fucking hard it was to work at the Comedy Store and everybody was cracking jokes about this movie and I'm just giggling with them and don't know what the fuck was going on?
You know what? That's very honest to you and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't lie to y'all. I saw it today and I watched it and I said, fuck, I didn't know Tom Cruise was in this shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah, I didn't know shit.
Did you like it?
Man, I was laughing like a motherfucker, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell
man.
yeah.
I'm glad you had some laughs.
Man, Robert
today.
Downey Jr. had me in fucking tears.
So I wanted to ask you about that. Are you?
Why?
Because I wanted to make sure that you were normally black.
No, that's like, I think...
But you're not a white guy who had that surgery, right?
hell no.
Okay, all right. So
I'm pure. Fuck.
Because I think
100% little Negro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure that if I had that controversial surgery of skin pigmentation, I think that I could come across as black. Like no one would be able to tell the difference.
Well, maybe,
Because I would walk around and I would just say the N-word.
if you had that pigmentation, they would make you, they wouldn't pass for that. You would pass for like Sri Lankan or some shit like that.
Sri
But
Lankan?
yeah, a little bit.
Where's Sri Lanka? Like India or something?
Yeah.
No, well,
I would look like,
India.
I'd be like, I'm the captain now. And then they'd be like, oh, he can keep walking. Like they would think I'm someone like, like a pirate.
Look at your goddamn hair. Your hair is too damn beautiful.
Oh,
you got beautiful dude.
No. I
You
would
know, you
shave
got
it
that
and I would
fucking-
look like a bald black guy. I think I could pull it off like just with vibe.
If you cut your hair short.
Yeah. Like
Your features is just...
I just want to be black, dog.
Downey had that look. But you got... You almost got like a Jewish look about you a little bit.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Downey?
Um,
A little bit
No,
of Ari
no, come on,
Shafir.
don't-
You Ari Shafir
No,
cousin
but-
a little bit. You don't think so?
I'm not Jewish.
so Doc, you see it for the first time,
Yeah.
and yeah, you love the movie. You think it's funny?
Man, I thought it was funny as hell.
Okay.
That's what you were laughing about today.
I was sitting there. I was watching the movie and I said, I was just shocked that I never seen it. Like, you would think by all this time I would have caught it on cable or something. I've never seen the movie.
Wow.
And so when I'm watching, I'm like, God damn, all these superstars in this shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that
so
movie
good.
was so fucking good. Everybody played their roles to the T.
McConaughey.
McConaughey. Oh, bro.
So good.
Fucking Tom Cruise playing that fat producer.
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
chubby producer.
Lester Holt.
Less no, what is it? What's his name? Les
Grossman.
Grossman.
Grossman, yeah.
And did you know that was Tom Cruise's idea? Les Grossman wasn't in the script.
Crazy.
So Ben Stiller wanted him to play Matthew McConaughey's character Peck.
Oh, crazy.
But then Cruise
The
was like, no,
Pecker.
we need a studio head. We need that character in the film because you need that studio head to put the pressure
That's so
on this
cool.
film
Tom
that's going
Cruise wants
right.
to do that.
I mean, the prosthetics, the dancing, like that's Tom Cruise did all of that.
Call someone a fuckface. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is amazing. You can just tell, like, that it's like a 10th draft. It's so drenched in jokes and comedy, and it feels like they didn't just go the extra mile. They went the extra like 20 miles.
Oh, the first 20 minutes of the movie, you're like, wow, the amount of jokes. It just hits you. You know,
So perfect.
You start with trailers, so right away you understand the tone of this.
But they're like well done. Like everything about this movie is well done. Like you can just no one like half-assed anything. It was awesome.
The trailers had me thinking it was different movies. I was like, why they got these movies?
It was tricking you.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Jack Black one. What
That's
we call
my
it?
favorite one.
Yeah, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, is this out? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I caught on, the fatties. I'm like, this is the fuck. I said, they put this shit in here. It was fucking.
fatties.
I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? And then I started catching on when I started seeing the different stars in the different trailers. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is part of the fucking movie.
Oh, Satan's Alley. I laughed so hard. Where it was like one person decided to question his faith, and it's Robert Downey Jr. going, ah! Like to the sky.
Yeah.
So funny. And Tobey Maguire was actually almost a favor because they only had him for 3 hours. They needed somebody to fill in real quick.
Oh, wow.
And like he had to go on a trip to Europe. I think maybe it was shooting or something, but they had him for 3 hours. Like the agent's like, you have him for 3 hours. And they quickly got all those shots with him for that trailer.
That's cool.
Wow, that's dope.
Wow.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah. the trailers are set the tone for the movie because it is a satire on Hollywood, right? So right off the bat, it's like, well, if we're going to make a movie about a movie, here are also trailers, and you right away, you're getting just great comedy. Boom, you're right into it. It's cold open before the credits.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. You start on Al Pacino's booty sweat. That's the first thing that you see is that guy going, "I love the pussy." Is the first.
So many jokes of that like wouldn't go today. A lot of jokes. McConaughey's son's like mentally disabled, and he's like,
"Well, that made me laugh so much."
Oh, bro,
that's that.
He looked at the picture.
Oh, yeah, because
I was like, "Fucking, that's just evil."
So good.
The line goes, well, how did it go? It went
about adoption.
So Peck is talking to Tug Speedman about, it's like, "Oh, I'm going to adopt this kid." It's like, well, at least you get to choose yours. I'm stuck with mine. And then shot over.
It's like Barron Trump or something.
So evil, bro.
You know what actually freaked me out in the movie was the panda scene.
Really?
When he killed the panda, I was like, holy fuck.
Or he's like, "I killed one. Okay, get off the line. All right, so killed a hook. Here's what you're gonna do. Here's you get some
funny.
Some lime, some bleach." And he's like, "I killed a panda." He's breaking up. And he's like, "Amanda, that's probably not even a real name."
But the scene was done so perfectly to where I actually thought it was like a jaguar or something like that. I was sitting there like, "Fuck!" Then I said, "Fuck, he killed it."
So good.
That shit was perfect. But seeing that panda just lay there lifeless like that, that's what I'm talking about. Because everybody else was probably like, "Oh," that bitch like, "God damn, that's fucking funny."
that setup of him on the back. It's funny. He's on the back of Vogue, right? With the panda. That was the plant, right?
The back of Vogue.
That he has the panda, whatever, and that's setting up for later when he
all the jokes pay off. Like nothing is said in the movie that's like pointless. It's just like everything pays off. It's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, man, and we gotta talk about Simple Jack.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And you know what? I'll lead this in with Ben Stiller was so concerned about Robert Downey Jr.'s character that he kind of ignored that people could be offended by Simple Jack, because he's like, "Oh man, all right, somebody's doing blackface," and he said he paid so much attention to it that it came out and people were like, they loved Robert Downey Jr.'s character.
He got a hood pass.
Yeah,
he got the hood pass for that. Anybody black seeing that, they like, "Oh no!" He was so convincing. I was like, "Is Robert black?" I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, they didn't do any Mexican stereotypes in this movie. They did Asian stereotypes. It
wasn't as popular at the time in 2008. Like Asians weren't popping off yet, and Mexicans weren't popping off. It didn't like social media really opened that up. Like the new generation did. Like even back then, like you didn't see Mexicans on TV as much. It definitely is like a 2010s thing. Like, it's probably like an answer to Trump and all that. And like 2015, 2016, like that's probably what it really is. Like Mexican culture now is like as big as Black Twitter was back then. I think like the curse of like 2008 and that whole time is that like because Obama was elected, who I voted for both times, actually just once, I lied on the first time. Like I was chilling. I was chilling. I didn't want to wait in line. It was the whole thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I knew he was gonna get it. He was like friends with Conan. I was like, if you're friends with Conan, you're gonna be president. Simpler times. But we had that like the curse of that time was that we all thought like the world was better and fine and everything was all gravy and like, we have a black president. Like even our reality shows at the time weren't as like trashy. Like I like this thing that they say like the biggest reality show at the time was The Hills. It's like a TV show about optimism and trying to make it in a big city. And then like around like the Trump era, the biggest TV shows are like Real Housewives and the Vanderpump Rules, which are shows about like realistically living in those big cities.
So when do y'all think that Mexican culture actually just started really thriving as far as
2010s in the mainstream because of the internet and social media? Like I think people were like, "Oh, they're just like fucking us." Like that's really what happened because you never saw it on TV in the 2000s and definitely not in the 90s. It wasn't just popping yet. Like even like in the Friday movies, there's like only one Mexican character.
Maybe because I'm so used to like Taco Bell commercials and shit. Like I just, you know what I mean? Like if something like gave y'all some flavor and gave y'all a little bit of.
But like if that's the only thing, Taco Bell commercials.
But we're in Detroit, like I told you, I just found out we had Mexicans in '95. So
exactly.
It's like,
what if the only thing you ever saw of a black person on TV was like a Popeyes commercial? That would be insane. You'd be like, oh, I'm definitely not on TV. That's what it feels like for Mexicans.
Wow,
like,
that's interesting because I'm trying to think now back like what?
There's so many black shows.
Yeah, and it wasn't until Lopez. Well, you had Freddie Prinze Jr. No, he's Puerto Rican, right?
Freddie Prinze? Yeah.
Freddie Prinze.
Yeah, there's some sort of Latin.
Yeah, but he never really became because of what happened, the tragedy.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have.
Yep.
Julio from Sanford and Son, what was he?
Exactly.
No, he's Puerto Rican.
Insane to go back that far. Yeah. There's no one.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, like, this is actually crazy. Like, I would watch movies like Blue Streak and stuff because everyone in the movie, like, reminded me of my dad. Like, black dads on TV and stuff were, like, funny the way my dad was. Like, they weren't, like, I don't know, they weren't, like strict or, like, kind of dorky or something. Like, they'd be portrayed on TV. And so, like, when I would see them in movies, I'd be like, oh, that's more like how my household is.
You would relate more to those.
A million %.
Yeah.
But it's out of a lack of options.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, except for Taco Bell.
Yeah, I know. Fucking yeah.
Sucks. It sucks that I actually thought that was real Mexican food till I found out we had Mexicans and then I went over to Mexican Village. I said, oh, this is what Mexican food tastes like.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Fucking
so much better.
So good.
Perfect.
Delicious place.
You see a new Cat Williams special?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was all right. It was good. It was really good. Compared to the other ones, I think that one was...
Compared to the others, of course.
We're
talking about the new one that just came out on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
He did
incredible.
it live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it live.
He pulls up like memes during it too, which is really interesting. It's like
everybody's doing that now because Kevin was doing that, and then Neil kind of started doing that with blocks, and then his last special pulling up like pictures in there. Chelsea Peretti, when she dropped her special, she did the same thing.
That was a while ago, though.
Yeah, a while ago. But it's like
now it's like
they starting to do it more and more now.
I think it's like, oh, you're such a big comic and you've been doing it so long. It's like almost experimenting, and it seems to work every time because the audience is so used to that anyway. It's pretty interesting. Like he just pulled up like the video of like a blind kid playing football and laughed at it. And then like that was basically the bit. And I'm like, oh, that's like a cool way to break up the show. It's so good.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, you have
to. Great parts. But.
So let's talk about the cast of this film. So many great comedic actors. You got obviously Ben Stiller, who directed, co-wrote the movie
with Justin Theroux, who dated Jennifer Aniston.
That's right. And you got, of course, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr.
My boy.
You got Tom Cruise, Bill Hader, Matthew McConaughey. Just so many great. Even Steve Coogan is very funny to play.
Oh yeah,
plays the director.
Yeah.
So many great comedic actors, and Danny McBride,
Jay Baruchel.
So many great comedic actors made this film, and these all feel like major parts. Everybody has a really major role in that comedy.
The script must have been really long. It must have been. It must have been like 140, 150 pages.
I think the runtime was like 3 or 4 hours.
It's almost at 3 hours, but I'm just saying, even in the meeting that they have at the beginning with Les Grossman, Bill Hader's character has several lines. There's so many jokes going around that I can just imagine that the pages are literally just thick with words.
Oh yeah, and
but that's not normal for any movie. Usually scripts honestly this sounds dorky, but if you look at a script, it kind of looks like a book with a lot of it whited out. It's just straight like that. But on a comedy, it'll look thicker in the middle, way thicker, because the jokes are going to be just way longer.
Oh yeah, and
so Tropic Thunder would have been really thick in the middle. It's interesting.
Yeah, and
it's not interesting actually.
No, it is. It is because it's so well written.
Yeah, exactly.
The jokes hit. The characters bring a lot with their deliveries. Tom Cruise. Perfect. Tom Cruise.
when they first bring his scene in, I didn't even know that was Tom. Because the thing is,
figure it out?
This is the thing. I didn't go and look at anything about Tropic Thunder, right? When y'all told me y'all wanted me to watch it.
Yeah.
So when I went on and I paid for it through Amazon, that was my first time experiencing everything. So I wanted to hold it like that though. I wanted to be like, nah, I can't lie and say I didn't watch.
Are you like that with sex? Are you like into edging?
Edging? What the fuck is that?
It's like where you like.
Oh shit.
No.
Go on.
It's like no. It's like you want to hold it all. You didn't want to know anything before watching the movie, and then until one perfect moment, and then you watch it, which would be like coming.
Oh, so it's like a and you like a machine. You just fucking just all the pressure and
and that's
joy.
what you were doing.
Oh,
like,
the fucking joy. That's what I'm trying to connect. Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to connect me with the joy.
Exactly.
This isn't something
very
Florence
disgusting
goddamn
way.
filth. This is him. Yeah, connected.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
Fucking guy. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Don't bump that shit. It's
I mean, it is kind of true.
Yeah, it is true.
But it is not.
Yeah, it's an explosion of laughs because I was in that motherfucker just coming all over the room. I was like, hey, yeah, shit, this is funny. Man, that shit had me, man, all of them was great. But what I was going to say is when Tom, his face, I said, damn, this dude, he looks familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
he's
fucking,
so famous.
I'm trying to picture who he is because I don't really grasp his face. And then once they show him again and again, I'm like, fucking Tom Cruise.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Man, that movie was fucking great, bro.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that line. And if you're in Hollywood, you know this line. It might have gone over your head. But he asks, who's the key grip? And if you're in Hollywood, you've been on a set before, the key grips are big guys. I mean, they look like me.
Yeah,
right? Because they're picking up heavy equipment. They're rigging. Like, they're usually big, burly guys.
The directors look like me.
Right. So, like, so he's asking for the
hit
key.
me, it would suck.
Yeah. It's like, who's the key grip? Because he wants to find the biggest guy there, right? And this big guy comes in and he goes, punch that guy in the face really fucking hard.
So good.
And the line where he says, I'm gonna have my fist so far up your ass that whenever you have a thought, you'll have to tiptoe past my wedding ring.
I thought he said fart.
No, thought.
Oh, I thought he said if you have to fart.
No, every time he has
It's so far up.
so far up.
There.
Every time he has a thought.
Yeah.
The thought has to tiptoe
Y'all
past.
fucked up the joke for me because I was at the house laughing. I said, this fart got to creep around his fucking fist. That's
It works for everything.
Okay, well, all right. Well,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, thought, like thinking, not like internet hoe.
No.
No.
No, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to clear that up.
Fucking guy.
What? No, I have to clear it up. I thought that
cleared
too.
it out there. No, we ain't think
Yeah.
But I think fart was better for me. I'm going to keep it at fart. That was good.
We'll keep it at fart.
But also his delivery is so funny. How he goes from, small to big really quick.
But I got to tell you, the funniest thing about this movie is 1,000,000% reenacting Simple Jack for his captors. There's nothing funnier that you've ever, like, that might be the funniest thing in the history of movies.
Obviously, this movie couldn't be made now. Ben Stiller took a lot of risks, but not in just one.
Even then, he took risks.
But not but think about it. All the risks that he took, it wasn't just Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface for, a character
Simple
that's
Jack.
overly involved in a character that he does blackface. It's Simple Jack. It's even Les, I keep forgetting his name, Les
Grossman.
Les Grossman, who, I mean, it's a Jewish character, right? Obviously.
With prosthetic nose.
With all the prosthetics.
Who is he, Macklemore? Macklemore has, like, it's all coming out right now.
What's going on with
Oh,
Macklemore?
he has a pro-Palestine song. Like, it just came out. Like, we're listening.
Oh, why do these singers do that?
Yeah, and like
God
all these pictures came out of him at concerts wearing like a prosthetic, like Jewish like mask, like the like anti-Semitic propaganda.
Yeah, but
basically,
what for? To just
I don't think he likes Jewish people, dude.
Yeah, but
Far.
I don't think
you cannot like. Let's not
get into it.
I'm not going to get into it. But and then Robert Downey Jr. playing Asian guy, like with the mask, right, where he's going up to the Asian gang or the drug lords,
so
right?
Funny.
So there's all these risks taken for a movie. It's like packed with comedy, but Ben Stiller has never apologized for this movie. He had some nuance kind of like thing with Shaun White, because Shaun White dressed up as Simple Jack for Halloween. And then Ben Stiller's like, hey, like, yeah, like that's not cool, and this wouldn't be good for today's times or whatever. I don't apologize for Tropic Thunder, but that's sorry
Shaun
for
White,
that.
like trying to be funny.
But I don't even see the only thing that I see that was really an edge, because even that part where he did the playing the Chinese character, Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just him infiltrating so that's not that wasn't offensive.
No, not.
But the blackface I could understand, because the people were afraid with blackface. But then like the brilliance for me was when they put Brandon T. Jackson against him.
Exactly.
So it balanced it out, because it was like
guy,
this dude, blah 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 blah. Huh?
Yeah.
Brandon T. Jackson, I think, is a Detroit guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you know who he was friends with when he first moved out here? Like I think it was like right before Tropic Thunder, was Sandy Danto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were close friends back then.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And wasn't he in one of the Big Mama's houses?
Yeah. Big Mama House 2 or 3.
Oh, we should watch that one of these nights.
Big Mama House. Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
First one?
I don't know. Man.
The first one?
Big Mamas, I never was a fan of them.
The first one's with Paul Giamatti. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I liked the first one. I remember the first one.
I don't really remember the other ones. Actually,
The first one was.
number 2 I think is good too.
Number 2 is good too?
Yeah.
I would have to rewatch that again, because I think I've seen it. I probably just didn't like it. The first Big Mama was really, it was pretty funny to a certain point, when like the end, when the whole thing with the guy coming to the house, and
It's what's his name?
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, who kind of went on.
Yeah, he was fucking good too though.
But what do you think of Terrence Howard now? Because he's like, didn't he say like he has his own version of math? He's kind of out there.
He's not even out. It's not that he's out there. He actually was going to school for that.
Okay, yeah, that's why I want to know.
Right,
like,
right.
What do
so
you know? That
he's
like,
educated in chemistry and in all of that.
Okay.
So his thing is from the little bit I got of it, I ain't really studied too much on it, but he's just supposedly is working on different new technologies that supposed to come forward, but hasn't came forward yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he's going around doing lectures and
do you
things
believe
like
that he could be correct? Like this isn't like a hoax?
Well, when I listened to him and the things that he was saying, a lot of it is true, but then some things you kind of like, I don't know.
Do you have speculation?
I don't have anything I can recollect offhand exactly what he was saying, but if I go back and then come back and go back and look at it again, I'll tell you.
Have you heard anything cool lately, like in space news or anything like?
A lot. Like recently, they're this much closer to teleporting now.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Not with photons, because they originally did it with photons back maybe about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Now
what's the new way?
Basically, that I think it's a conglomerate of from scientists from China.
Ni hao.
One from here, and he's actually Asian. I think the one that's from here.
That's so funny.
And
they are all Asian, but they're all from different countries.
But basically, this is all it is, basically. So they entangle 2 photons.
Okay.
And they're able to transfer the information of the one photon to the other location.
Yeah.
That's basically simple. That's a simple form of it.
That's cool.
It's fucking dope as hell. So now they're saying, I mean, we got that. Next is matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once they learn how to do that, transfer the information of matter, we own.
And then living matter, right? Where it's like, yeah, we can transfer a rock. Now, what about? Are we going to kill somebody?
Do we get broken down and then recreated? Is that what it is? Like in all those movies? Like they break you down to a molecular level.
Yeah.
And it's like pop up, like rebuilt basically. So you can't do it too much or something?
I think you can probably just do it all the time. If you just, it's just the
that'd be so expensive. It's just,
but that would be my question too. Is I'm like, okay,
why are you doing this? Like
because this I'm representing you and you in
this
2
is like
different
what girls
locations,
do, and they're
space,
like,
time,
he
right?
was this big.
So if your information is transferred from here to here, my question is do you just disappear like on Star Trek? You just and then you here they transfer.
You would have to
like that.
Oh, speaking of Star Trek, he's watching Star Trek on his video iPod.
Yeah.
Because he needs to be entertained still
That's
in
so
the jungle, right? He's living in the jungle, but he still has his like iPod set up and watching through headphones. Like he needs all those comforts still.
I would feel like
it's
Jack
so
Black
funny.
in the jungle.
Oh, you
I would be.
you would be Jack Black.
Yeah.
Jelly beans, man. I just need my jelly beans. Remember
I said there were jelly beans if like I was on a surprise trip and I didn't have my like all the things I need. I need so many things every day, obviously. I think I would have a meltdown.
Oh my
It'd be
God.
bad. Who are you texting?
Nothing about
Scientists
that.
in
So here we go right here. This is what I was reading. Right here.
Okay.
See, okay. So
Significant new discovery in teleportation research. Noise can improve the quality of quantum teleportation. Noise, so sound waves?
So like
Yes.
Celine Dion could go. Like
Yeah.
if she's singing, it like helps the teleportation
Well,
process.
originally when they were doing it at first, noise was.
Oh, it's some
Hold on.
beautiful like spiritual space thing. Like, oh, they're like, all right, we're doing the homing device. We're about to be teleported. They're like, now start the tune, and you have to go like, oh,
Because I'm your lady.
and then you start to like disappear.
Yeah, and you are my man.
Was it Rush? Oh, I thought you were gonna sing like
No,
Rush.
that's Celine Dion.
No, I thought you were doing Rush or something.
No, that's
You're
Celine Dion.
my lady. Okay,
Come on, man. You don't know you're Celine Dion?
I don't.
Please, man. This is actually,
She's Canadian old bitch.
okay. Well, that's very aggressive. But yeah, I love that they're trying to make this movie. They're trying to be rugged in this terrain, but they still need the comforts, right? Ben Stiller got this idea because he was working on Empire. This was like in the 80s. He was on Empire of the Sun, Steven Spielberg's movie in 87.
Oh, they're gonna say Empire Strikes Back.
No, Empire of the Sun.
Like, what the hell?
And he saw these actors, doing these war movies, and they're like, I think they said something like, yeah, it makes us feel like we're real soldiers. He always thought that was really funny because it's like, you're an actor. You're not doing real shit.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of a thought that he had, or sort of a concept of like actors doing real gritty, hard, shit.
That's cool.
In a jungle, right? The Vietnam movies. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when he's dying and he puts his arms up like this.
Platoon. Yeah,
Exactly.
I thought the same thing.
Right. There's a lot of different like
The
kind
cover of Any Given
homage-
Sunday too is the football player doing the platoon. It's Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's paying homage to some of those war movies
Yeah.
in a satirical Hollywood movie. So he's well versed on all of that and wants to make fun of these actors doing these roles.
Yeah.
And you can see it throughout.
And he's playing like a burnt out like version of Tom Cruise, who he always played when he was like that character. Like he played that on like the MTV Movie Awards. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, remember he was Tom Cruise in the MTV Movie Awards for
Oh,
like,
yeah.
MI2.
Oh yeah.
He's
And-
like hanging from the cliff, and like that's like the Limp Bizkit version of the song, which I thought was like kind of good.
Oh yeah. So he's well versed in Hollywood, and he writes a script with
Thoreau.
Thoreau.
So handsome. This guy is so good looking.
Bro?
Justin Thoreau dated Jennifer Aniston. He's just like,
He's a good looking dude. Yeah.
yeah.
He did. And
I didn't like that show on HBO at all. The Strangers.
I've never seen it.
I was like, who cares?
Yeah.
It just wasn't good.
Yeah. But they also did a mockumentary afterwards.
Like
Do you know-
Apocalypse Now.
Like Apocalypse Now is
Yeah.
Heart of Darkness. They did Rain. I think they did Reign of Darkness. And it's Justin Theroux narrating as this German filmmaker.
Oh, I need to
about
see
the
that.
disappearance of Damien, the director.
Oh, wow.
And it's this. We'll put the link in the description. It's on YouTube. You can
But
watch.
can I get the link before you do that? 'Cause
Oh,
I work
absolutely.
on the show too. I don't think I have to wait for you.
I know, but we have to go that side of the island that gets
You're an
reception.
asshole.
Yeah. No, I want to watch it sooner. Yeah, but to do that, remember every week, Doc, we keep having to talk about this. When we upload the show to YouTube, it takes a lot of internet bandwidth, and I see on a separate screen the other like internet activity on the island. It's just us three.
Yeah.
So why is blackfatbooty.org constantly streaming so many gigabytes of data?
Yeah, we're gonna have to slow down on that. It's taking me literally 4 days to upload.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I got my fetish.
Yeah.
And
What's a blackfatbooty.org?
I mean, what's it to you?
You know what though? I've also been watching blackfatbooty.org.
You know, it's
I guess that's kind of all. And you know what? You two.
No, I know.
You have.
I'm on Asian sealtwink.edu.
You didn't even say it right.
No, I said it right.
EDU, bro.
I said it right. Asian seal twink. They're twinks that are so smooth, they're like seals.
What?
And it's educational.
Is this real? This sounds like some shit. No, you bullshitting. This is some dark web shit he be watching. You go down that
twinks
spiral.
are real. Like Asian twinks are probably real. Actually, I think I know an Asian twink.
I'm quite sure it's gay Asians, but
they're twinks. They're like hairless.
Hold on, wait. What is a twink exactly?
It's kind of like a hairless. It's like a super thin, like Timothée Chalamet type of gay guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, like young, like Kevin Spacey bait.
That's what a twink is.
Yeah.
So you couldn't call a black guy a twink then?
You could if he was like super like thin and.
Oh well, actually, Al Pacino could kind of. He's a little bit more on the odder side, right?
Yeah.
He's like because he's he's skinny.
Bigger. But I was saying seal.
Yeah. So skinny is like what they call him? He's the bottoms. The bottom?
It depends. I feel like there's definitely some tops.
Is there something like it? I don't know.
Carlos, you killed me.
It's because we're talking about devil stuff.
Well, you started it.
Oh, by the way, when I say Al Pacino, I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about the character that's in Tropic Thunder. So everyone's like, Al Pacino's not a twink.
Yeah.
He's a straight Italian American actor. I want to really get into some of these scenes in the movie. So basically, they're trying to shoot this movie. It's way over budget. I think they said after week 1, they're a month over on the shooting schedule. Like just already.
No, a month over after 5 days.
After 5 days, right? Yeah. So I love the idea of this thing getting out of control. You got all these actors that have all these egos. And then real shit happens.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, the director's like, I'm gonna bring you out to the middle of the forest, of the jungle, and we're gonna shoot it real, right? He's like, he's had enough, he's gonna try this desperate thing, steps on a landmine, boom, he explodes, right? And I love when Ben Stiller's like, he's just trying to scare us, right? I know corn syrup when I see one. Blood flavored corn syrup. He's like, I'm Damien, the director. And then he does
fucking human Pac-Man. It was like fucking hilarious.
And that's what makes this movie so funny is because we feel that superiority, right? Where we're looking at these characters, we're like, we know what's going on. They don't. Mm-hmm. They might speculate too, but like we know, like, oh no, they're in some real shit.
It's so many conflicts, man versus nature, self, whatever the other ones are.
But they're in this jungle. They encounter a real kind of drug lord situation. Yeah. Right. They realize, hey, we're going the wrong way. Let's just get back to base camp. Ben Stiller's like thinking that there's still cameras rolling, right? Where he's like,
funny.
I'm going to go and do the scene, which is it is the one issue
it's self-involved
that I have is that, once you get past a certain point, it's like, yeah, there's no cameras here. This is not happening. But Ben Stiller is so like dumb, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like,
he's really dumb. Yeah.
Where Robert Downey Jr. says, you flush so much out. Yeah. Like there's nothing there after Simple Jack, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I actually felt like I was, R word. I brushed my teeth, R word. I rode the bus, R word. Insane. But that he's kind of this dumb character that he plays, and he's going to continue on, and everyone's like, we got to get back. And then the movie does become about saving Tug or Four Leaf or whatever his name. So it actually happens that it
Four Leaf is the
he's playing Four Leaf. He plays Four Leaf, but it actually becomes that that's the movie that if you notice in the helicopter scene at the end where he's crossing the bridge.
Yeah, he becomes the original part.
Jay, right? It's like he's doing that same thing where his guts are, but he's laying there in the same position. They're waiting for Tug or Four Leaf, right? They do that same scene where he's crying. Mm-hmm. So they bring it all back. It's so cool to see.
Which is perfect writing.
Perfect writing. Yeah. They plant it, and then it happens. It happens again, but for real this time.
Yeah.
And man, I died. I mean, there's so many moments where you're going to laugh out loud, but when they're crying together, it's like, can you hold my hands? You bring the hand, and it's just this sloppily done, like hands that have flown up.
So good.
So many moments like that in the film, and it's really truly something that won't happen, I don't think, ever again.
No, I think
right.
I think not at that scale, but nothing's at that scale anymore unless it's Dune. Like, I don't think comedies will ever be at that scale again. Like the last comedies,
never know.
But
I just don't think so. Because they can't like make them for international audiences. They'll never be like a big Judd Apatow hit ever again.
No, I mean this cost $92 million in 2008. That's a lot.
God, that's insane.
But it made $195 million, so it doubled. Like it was,
That's
box
so
office
expensive.
success, but $92 million for a comedy.
Yeah.
No,
crazy.
man. And then like Ben Stiller had directed before that Cable Guy. I think he did Zoolander, right?
Wait. Ben Stiller directed Cable Guy with?
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I directed
Jim
Cable
Carrey?
with Jim Carrey.
Oh,
He did.
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then there's a film before that. Maybe Gen Z Skeleton with his crystal skull can look that up for me. But this movie is definitely, I think, his best. His satire on Hollywood.
I think it's like I've said, it's perfect.
All movies like that back in the day. It's just like, I'm going to get you, sucker. When I watch that, I still be rolling off of it, but I'm just like, you can't do none of it.
And you weren't offended by any of this?
No.
Did you feel like, man, maybe like
I wasn't at all by any.
but especially for us, like it's not making fun of any us, or I mean, it's also not making fun of blackface. It's making fun of somebody so committed that they don't know how offensive they're being.
Yeah.
But
we all somehow understood that though in 2008.
But when I watch it, that ain't what I got out of it. You just get, the problem is there's this stigma on that.
Yeah.
And people are afraid and they're walking on eggshells. But what people don't know, like if you go, like here's the thing. So I never seen the movie, but tons of black people are always posting that scene with
I know
Robert Downey Jr.
Like,
and they be like, this the only guy that they always, when I read the comments. So when y'all brought up Tropic Thunder, I was like,
the dream.
I finally see this movie because I kept forgetting to ever watch it.
Yeah.
So it was already, that's why I said he got a hood pass, because it was already black people saying that, Robert played it so perfectly and so unoffensively that he was remarkable. He was almost like, he's almost just like, he was so fucking perfect with it.
I know, it's insane.
Man, just drop dead. And then when Brandon is like going at him and about when he said something about the shrimp and we gonna have crawfish, and he's like, man, so that's how we just talk. Like, dude, that shit was just perfect. So I feel like there was no heat about it. If you really pay attention.
No,
it's been out for the longest. Nobody had no heat. The only people that get scared is Hollywood, and it seems like sometimes what I've seen is sometimes Hollywood don't know when to jump in something and when not to. They just, because they don't, instead of just going, well, wait, first let's see what the black people doing. They just automatically, we can't do that. And black people be like, easy. Robert Downey's good.
Yeah.
He good, chill. We give him a pass on that. We actually watched the movie and thought he was funny. Yeah. If there was an NAACP march and they was in front of the theaters and down at the Universal, wherever they shot that shit, it was like, if they were there, saying, then it would have been a problem. But past that, if black people do not utter any, don't even worry about it, because black people aren't that petty like that. Like, people probably just think it's every little thing, but it's not like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Should we whine about it?
Let's whine about it. All right, fellas.
Do it.
Time to whine about it.
Cheers. Time to whine about it.
Okay, so I'll start off the whining. I want to whine about the fact that this was a period in time where we could only get this at that time. This movie is so funny. It takes a tremendous amount of risk, and I want to whine the fact that comedies don't have to take as many risks as Tropic Thunder did, but they need to take more risks and not be scared, like you said, Doc. Like I want people that produce comedies to not be scared, take a risk. Obviously, they don't have to take as much as they did on Tropic Thunder. That was that time, and hilarious as it is. you wouldn't be able to make that movie. The studios would be like, no, right? But be nice to take risks.
Yeah,
in comedies, you know.
Well, that was the greatest thing about Chappelle's last special. His last special wasn't about so much as being funny. It was also about no. Not only I'm gonna take a risk here, but now watch what I say about these handicapped people. He was like, fuck. It was like, are you fucking kidding? And you in the back like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Because if you don't take risks, then you become predictable. And that's what makes you not funny, because you can see it coming.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's doing the same thing. So the risk takers, they're always going to be risk takers. So I don't know about film and with production because Hollywood controls it, but because they losing so much power in that, so you can, at this point, you can shoot stuff and put it up anywhere. But YouTube controls that too, though. But what I will say is that risk taking is a key factor to
art.
The art of surprise.
Oh yeah,
I see. Cool.
You know what I mean? Like that makes you laugh even more when it's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding
Which
me?
is what happened to you today, watching this movie for the
Yeah.
every
I was like,
corner.
fucking like, are you? This is so.
It's awesome.
So to me, is it because I grew up that way, or is it because I appreciate the art of comedy? Because see, I'm a fan of like Louis C.K., Chappelle, and Cat. And
No, I think you're just a person, and I think that people like being surprised with like things that are like comedy that's unexpected, like a punchline. I do, brother.
Thank you, brother.
I do, my brother.
you're my brother.
Bump it. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, but I'm glad you feel that way, Doc. Obviously, like, you know, I'm watching it. I'm thinking it's funny.
And you're not drinking your water either.
Oh, I didn't even know I
there's
had
water in this.
No, I didn't even know I had one. I didn't pay no attention.
You need to be drinking water on this island, bro.
Oh, fucking.
It's hot out.
Man.
Damn.
And how hard were you guys laughing at Simple Jack?
Well, they were going to ask how hard were we? That's what I thought you were going to ask.
Simple Jack?
You know what I drank last night? I put it's like some sort of like powder that's supposed to give you an erection. And then I put it in a water bottle and drank it while watching Tropic Thunder.
What?
You had a raging
Just
while
to
you was
see
watching
as I wanted to see what would happen.
I've lost control of the show.
Okay.
I have lost
Well, I haven't whined about it.
control. Okay, that's your wine. Oh yeah, Doc. What do you got to?
Doc already whined.
Doc already whined. What's
You
your,
just
your
called
wine?
me Doc. That's racist.
That's okay. What is it? What do you got to whine about? What is it, Carlos? Could be about Hollywood. Could be about the movie.
It's the same thing that Pete's whining about, which is that it's a cool testament to the time, but also a reminder that like comedy like this is it's just dead. Like this is like real risk taking. Like when you see movies like Knocked Up or Superbad, like those are funny and stuff, but like there's no real risk being taken in a movie like Superbad. Like, and that's not to take away how funny it is. It's extremely funny, but there's zero risk involved. Like there just is. Like they're always on the kind of the moral high ground in those movies.
Right. And you know, I know South Park does it with
South Park, that's an example.
Satire, it's satire, right? So South Park does the same thing, and they're able to make it funny, and take those risks within, because there's a commentary involved in it. It's not like we're just doing this because we just want to make fun of black people or call mentally handicapped people the R word and be bullying, and bullying shit. They don't want to. It's not that. It's making a commentary on, hey, Ben Stiller's playing Simple Jack because he wants to take a dramatic role. It's a commentary on
how dumb actors are. I think you have to have like people like Ari Shaffir. You have to have people or movies like Tropic Thunder to stretch the limits on what's funny and what's possible, because it always needs to be being pushed back.
Well, the brilliance is the ability to pull it off. That's all you have to do.
Exactly. And that's where the beauty comes. And also like I love indie shit as much as the next guy, but like Tropic Thunder was this at such a massive scale, like doubling its budget in revenue domestically, and like to do that with all these crazy controversial things in it is good for America and the people when they watch it.
And put it this way, they invested $92 million for saying the R word, doing Simple Jack, and having a character, white guy doing blackface. $92 million was at stake.
Yeah.
And and Ben Stiller was like, we're doing it. And it's going to be funny. And here's why. Like, I think Robert Downey Jr., he was like, he got that confidence from Ben Stiller because he knew what the angle was. And that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to know what are you trying to say? Because if you're just doing it just to be shocking, it's like, well, that's not
funny.
cool.
Yeah, you're
right?
just being shocking at that.
Yeah, you're just like, that's not cool. But if you're like, no, I'm trying to make a commentary here on Hollywood. And that's Ben Stiller found that, was able to execute it, and it is so funny, and there's so many great laughs in it that you're just like, you're blown away by the amount of comedy that could happen in a movie.
Yeah.
And man, kudos to Ben Stiller for having that faith, right?
Right. But I think at that time, yeah, because if I didn't know it was that controversial as far as what you're telling me, because I never heard like any black people murmuring about it. I didn't hear that.
But the controversy actually came from Simple Jack, because I think also after Shaun White dressed up, it's like and Shaun White, an Olympian snowboarder, right, was like, the Special Olympics were like, hey, what the hell? Like, that's not really cool. So that's why I said, like, Ben Stiller was so focused on the blackface in the movie and upsetting, the NAACP and all that he completely didn't even think about how Simple Jack could be offensive as well. But then I think he got a special screening for I think
that's nice.
What's crazy is that those get the most laughs because it's like, you shouldn't be laughing at it, and that's part of comedy, is like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but man, I can't help myself. Where he has to take the teeth. It's like, oh, more simple. This is more like Simple Jack teeth. He has to take the teeth from the old Asian man.
That's
what I got. Put it into his mouth.
That's when I got offended right there, because I was like, you can't make fun of old people like this. This is just.
That you got offended. I put on sunglasses. I have a little headache right now.
Oh yeah,
it's like calming me down.
No, I was bullshitting. I ain't getting offended. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I took it.
If we just go get, it's like everybody could get offended off of that. The popping out the teeth. Some old person came down. That's not.
Yeah, there's like
you motherfucker. You Ben Stiller. You mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many angles that you could take to where you can get offended, but it's just like, enjoy the fucking movie. Okay, just get your laugh on, and that's it. Nobody's out here protesting, throwing rocks. It's nothing going on. Just watch it, enjoy yourselves. All right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of like crazy shit in this world, man. And it's nice to have a release, that's not jerking off.
Yeah.
Right.
But also, it's a nice release.
That's a nice release too. But laughter is a release.
Releasing.
Super release.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love laughing. I like laughing like a motherfucker.
That's not code for coming, right?
Huh?
You said you love laughing. And I was like, oh, is he talking about coming still?
He's still fucking
what?
That's why I was just thinking.
You know what? Right now, you look like with those glasses on, you look like a guy that would be in a truck.
So you really have a headache?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, why sunglasses? What the fuck?
The lights. That's what it is. Like the sun's so bright today.
Oh yeah.
I just need a little bit of.
You're very Hollywood. You know, that's a question I want to ask you guys. What is Hollywood? What is Hollywood to you guys? What is Hollywood? Like something that's Hollywood.
Like
something that's labeled Hollywood, right? So Ben Stiller's obviously making fun of Hollywood, from the studio head to the overambitious actors, all of that, right? What do you guys consider Hollywood? When does something become Hollywood? Like with that term.
Well, what do you think?
I think anything with like a major studio with a lot of funding, anything in the studio system feels.
I see.
You know what I mean? Where there's a studio head like Les Grossman.
Yeah.
Am I saying it?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
And having all that money invested and prima donna actors and contracts.
Oh, you're talking about from the production side.
Yeah, but just like what what is that like, oh, you're Hollywood or that's Hollywood?
When I look at what Hollywood is, it's more of in a negative way when people say it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, what is that?
Because what is
that?
Hollywood? Hollywood, everything with Hollywood is make believe, even biopics, right?
Yeah.
They spruce them up, throw in an extra thing to go, that to make it go, yeah, fucking, that didn't happen in the fucking real life, but they do. So that's what people feel Hollywood is. It's the at the same time it's a land of dreams, but for some reason some people are still living in that fantasy, that whole dream world fantasy, and they go out into public and they carry that same persona, just like how they like in Tropic Thunder. When they don't know how to turn the actor off, they don't know how to turn off the Hollywood persona.
Yep.
And everywhere they go, you hear all these different weird ass things, how some of them want certain M&Ms, take the blue out and the fucking, and you're like, for what? This like that. That's Hollywood shit.
Seinfeld would do that famous.
Yeah, weird shit like that. It's like
self-importance. Like, I'm an important, what I do is so important. I think that's what Ben Stiller's making fun of like, oh, I'm a real, like when he was working on Empire of the Sun, like, oh, I'm a real soldier. And it's like, no, you're not. You're an actor. You ain't shit.
Yeah.
And he's like making fun of these people that are so fragile too. Right? That their egos, like Robert Downey Jr. doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he is.
At the same time,
I remember, I'll give you a perfect example of how people look at Hollywood. It's when President George Bush Jr. was running for president, his second term. And he came here to California and he got off Air Force. And he got off Air Force One and they shoved the mics in his face. President Bush. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, P. Diddy, all of them, they're going out and trying to get the younger people to vote, change the votes. And
P. Diddy was definitely trying to get the younger people to vote.
Well, I threw it in there. But I was going to say, but they were saying like they were naming all of these different big time stars, rap singers, rappers, whatever. And man, this is probably the smartest thing I ever heard George Bush say. He looked at the cameras and he said, yeah, right. As if America is going to allow Hollywood to decide who's going to be their president. I say, God damn.
What's so funny?
Fucking brilliant.
But it's like,
that's so brilliant of a state. I said, damn. I said, you goddamn right. Everybody in America was like, you goddamn right. We ain't letting them tell us what to do. That
it never works.
Do you remember the P. Diddy Vote or Die campaign?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who?
P. Diddy had a campaign where it was vote or die. I think I can't forget, I can't remember, 2004 election, I think it was.
Bush.
Or there's 2008, I can't remember, but it was vote or die, and it was so extreme, like vote or die.
It's hilarious.
And it's probably, I think it was like,
do you
terrible.
vote, Doc?
Nice. You know what's funny though? I don't know about y'all, but after about vice president, senators, House of Representatives, and that's only a few of them, I just go any, meeny, miny, mo after that. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll put a Republican in. Okay, this is a female right here. Oh, look, there's an Asian guy. I just be checking.
That's so funny.
Fuck it.
I don't do that.
Man, because you actually know every last one of these motherfuckers. You don't know who the fuck
they are.
You
know what I do? If you're famous, I go, oh, like Caitlyn Jenner. I'll vote for you. I voted for Caitlyn Jenner for governor. I thought it was funny.
I just balance it out. I'll be like a woman here, man here, Asian guy here, black guy here, whatever I see different.
That's just diversity.
Yeah, that's how I vote for diversity. That's
Doc, Kanye 2024?
Fuck no. we ain't doing that.
Okay. Just checking. I don't know. You said you like to mix it up.
No, I just don't. I don't want.
No. Say less. I got you.
Like,
yeah.
Here's the thing with Kanye for that, as far as presidents, is like I wouldn't want him to. He's already going through a lot as it is, and then even to try to be a president. What if he won? It'd be like fucking.
Yeah, that's what people said about Trump. What if he won?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, but it's different though. Like Kanye's been flipping out on in different media outlets and stuff like that. Whether he's been correct or whether he's been wrong, either way, he's just been kind of vilified in a way in which, to me, he shouldn't, because he has his medical condition. Whether he's bipolar, whatever it is he's been going through, and people like taking him Like seriously, it's just like, what are we doing?
I liked what Kat said about Kanye. He's like, why are we holding? If Kanye does have mental illness, why are we holding him to the same standards as everyone else and judging him like everyone else?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
That's just sad.
Yes, so there's no real dialogue that should be taking place about Kanye and what's going on with him, with the exception of how do we help him as a people? Because of what he's going through. Because obviously, to me, since he lost his mother, he really lost a part of him.
Did you guys see the documentary with Kanye?
Yeah.
Where his mom says, the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing, and what she's trying to tell him is that you're a giant, but looking in the mirror and seeing nothing is the humbleness that she was trying to bring to him. Like, that you don't see that you're a giant, that you keep that humbleness, which I think she helped him with, because Kanye is very ego driven, and I'm this, I'm that, he kind of thinks he's a god. Honestly, he says that in, I think, one of his songs, I am a god, right? So he has that sort of personality that makes him feel like he's bigger than life itself, and also what makes him great. But anyways, sorry, I know we went to Kanye 2024, but what is your guys' either favorite line or favorite scene in this movie that just was like, there's
What's yours?
That?
What's yours?
When he fucking catch Brandon's fist and he bring him in. And we've been.
Oh yeah.
That word has been on him.
For 400 years.
Bro, I was on the fucking bed rolling. I had seen that because, like I said, a lot of black people have been passing that one clip around. But every time I got to see the whole thing transpire.
Yeah.
Man, I was in there rolling. I'm in this motherfucking Robert. And then Brandon like, what the fuck? Bro, the reactions from both actors is just superb, man.
He's quoting the Jefferson says.
Yeah. He's like, that's the Jefferson. But then he says surreal shit. Then Robert counters it with surreal shit. He was like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that ain't what they don't go through in the hood or whatever he said. That struggle ain't real. And Brandon just looked at him like, motherfucker. Man, that shit is, I loved it.
So funny.
Hey.
What about you, Carlos? One that what made you laugh the hardest? Let's just say
Les Grossman.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise part?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. All his parts, it's like the treat in the movie. Like, I love the movie, and then it's like, oh, cool, Tom Cruise part. Like, I just thought they were the fucking funniest part.
Oh, when he tells was it Flaming Dragon, whatever? Mm-hmm. Okay, fuck face. Literally take a step back and fuck your own face. And I liked after he curses out the guy, he's like, can someone tell me who that is?
Yeah.
He blasts him
so
and then
great.
asks, oh, who was that?
Yeah.
And man, like Tom Cruise, like the fact that character wasn't part of the script.
Yeah.
And
it's incredible, dude.
Yeah, he brought that character.
Wow, iconic.
Yeah.
And I heard rumors of Tom Cruise trying to bring that character back. It was like 2022. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if they could do a Les Grossman movie,
insane.
Man.
It might not have the
Tom
same
Cruise
punch.
in a fat suit. It would be insane.
Tom is so big of a name, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
And he's not. It's not like he's a shitty actor. You know what I mean?
No, and who would have thought, like him dancing, the prosthetics, like you could tell he's having so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise is kind of a weird, like, look, this is 2008. Before this, I think it was like 2006, whatever. He had the jumping on the couch moment.
Exactly.
Right? With,
like, I'm in love.
In love with, Katie Holmes, right? Super weird. Then he had that Matt Lauer interview where he's saying like, prescription meds don't work for, for depressed people.
And
whatever.
Matt Lauer was like, take this pill and sleep over.
Yeah.
Because he ends up getting canceled years later.
He did.
Yeah.
But this.
He had the lock on the door. The button.
Oh, the lock.
The button.
Okay, we got
the door.
Real quick.
We'll stop with that.
No, real quick. We do have to talk about Matt Lauer just for a second. And he also liked anal too. So he'd lock the door and have
ew.
Who the fuck
how
is
gross.
That?
He's like the guy on the news.
Matt Lauer.
Oh, Matt Lauer.
How gross though. He's lock the door and then it's like, I'm going to put it in your butt. Like,
yeah, anal's for escorts. Come on, man. And strippers.
You heard it from Carlos, everyone.
you heard it here last.
from personal experience over there.
God, now I know I get myself off track, but my favorite scene or my favorite moment is man, there's so many, but I do I can't there's so many. I think I'm gonna go with the Matthew McConaughey, like Matthew McConaughey and Tug Speedman talking when he just killed the panda. He said,
yes,
I killed the thing that I love most. And then he's like, get off the line. All right, so you killed a hooker. Here's what you're going to... That back and forth. And then when it gets confused, like, I killed a panda, but he thinks he says, I killed Amanda, is also then another joke on top of it. It's like, come on, man. Amanda, that's probably not even a real name. It's like, it's just...
It's perfect.
There's a panda. Oh, damn. You had me... Like, he's already ready to commit to, like...
How do I
cover it up?
Yeah.
Right, for his client. And that is so... That takes really good writing to, like, add those layered jokes, right? It's like, I killed the thing that I love most. All right, you killed a hooker. Boom, joke one. Then on top of that, I killed a panda. Amanda, that's not a real name. There's
Stronger
so many
joke.
So many punchy jokes within a short amount of time. That's what makes this movie different. It's like you're laughing nonstop. Like the opening with the trailers and Robert Downey Jr. going, yeah, and he's shooting people. He's doing the behind the back peekaboo.
It's insane.
There's just so much. The guy that gets a headshot, right? And the blood's just like, they're trying to like, oh my God. Jay Baruchel, like his intestines are out and it's so over the top. You're bombarded. It's in your face. You can't help but laugh at it. Yeah, man, Tropic Thunder will live in infamy as both a controversial movie, but also a movie that's one of the funniest movies that you'll watch if you could just let your guard down, kind of don't think about the fact that there are some controversial, things in it. Let yourself laugh, let yourself enjoy it. And
I don't think they would even get it. Well, maybe I don't know, because I don't see. There has been no, like, where has there been any controversial moments about it?
Simple Jack.
Yeah.
That was a big deal in the media?
I don't think it was a huge deal, but it was a deal.
Exactly. So
I think today it would get bigger, though.
But I mean controversial not for us, but for people just are not used to, like, whoa, like, I didn't know you can make movies like this. Right? You might also, because it's so funny, you forgive it as well. Because if it wasn't funny, you'd be like, oh, yikes. You know what I mean? But it's so funny. And that's what I think Jerry Seinfeld, I remember him once saying, it's like, hey, you can be controversial and you can be edgy. The number one thing you need to do is make it funny. Otherwise, don't do it. It has to be funny first. And and this movie is funny. And they get away with it, but also satire you get away with a lot. But yeah, so if you haven't seen Tropic Thunder, man, Doc, I'm so envious of you that you got to see it for the first time. Yeah. I wish I could watch it for the first time again, but there's so many jokes that you can watch it again and again. And like, I
gotta watch it again, because it was other parts that made me laugh hard, but I just was laughing so much in the movie that I can't even remember them all. So you like, it's just like with one of my all-time favorite movies is Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
When I kept going back and watching, I kept catching newer parts because I had so much fun with the movie that you just keep going back and watching it, and then you're like, and he said this
exactly,
and you miss certain parts. So I feel like for me, it's the same thing with Tropic Thunder. I got to go back and watch it again. Yeah, because it was that good to me.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Doc, thanks for being open and watching Tropic Thunder. I just, I really wanted to get your take on it, because it is, one of those movies, man, that's great and takes risks, and we're all about that here.
Stand-up comic. So, like I said, if I'm gonna like people like Louis, Carlin, Pryor, Chappelle, Cat, Chris Rock, these are habitual. They're not so much as line crossers, but they know how to walk that line perfectly. And that's the bet, and that's what makes the best movies such as Tropic Thunder. So I believe like there'll be more movies like that in the future, but they'll be according to what the time is. It just
it has to be.
yeah. I think it's going to be. It's just the humor is different every year.
I mean, if we want to go back in history, I mean, like, Al Jolson and the Jazz Singer in 27, 28. It's like a straight up blackface. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're like that, and everyone's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go see this movie about this. I think Al Jolson is Jewish, maybe. Bro, I'm not sure, but it's like, yeah, that seems all good with me.
Yeah,
it
is a weird time when you get older and times change and you see not just the political correctness that's happening, but also just people trying to form more unity involving everybody else. Versus like back then, they didn't give a fuck. Because I bought the collection of Little Rascals because I grew up on Little Rascals. And let me tell you something. That goddamn show was so racist. Oh my God. There's a scene where Buttweek, the black kid, everybody know who Buttweek is. If you go watch Little Rascals.
Yep.
He's sitting there with Porky, Alfalfa, and I forget the other kid. And they are Spanky. They're on the curb and they're upset about their moms. So because in the beginning they show them one grabs the mom, grabs Spanky, go wash your hair, and then he'll go tell it to Alfalfa, go wash his face, whatever. Tells all of them, hey, you can't go out with your shoes dirty. So the kids are complaining. Like, man, my mom wouldn't let me go out because wearing my shoes because they were dirty. And I'm like, just go get dirty again anyway. Why? And then Alfalfa was like, yeah, she told me to comb my hair. I'm like, I'm not here. And then they complaining. And then they get to Spanky and he goes, yeah, my mom keeps telling me I'm going to go outside and wash my face for what? And then he looks at Buttweek and he say, you're lucky. I go, are you
dude
kidding me? I laugh like a motherfucker. I ain't because I'm a comic. Part of me was like, God damn, this shit is hilarious. But then the part was like, what the fuck? That shit was so good.
And some white guy wrote that, at a studio system. There was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's funny.
Bro, that a kid didn't just say a line like that. Of course. But it's so funny because Buttweek is so dark skinned. I mean, he's saying because he's white and his face gets dirty easy, you can see the dirt on his face. But he's saying, you're lucky. I go, are you fucking kidding?
Insane.
So it's
and it's kids. And it's kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, Tropic Thunder is a breeze compared to some of the shit that you've seen back in the day. It's like, wow.
Yep. And like we said on E.T., and Steven Spielberg, editing films for today's standards, he regretted. I'm glad Ben Stiller stuck by his film, didn't apologize for it, and said, I'm proud of it, is what he still says to this day. Yeah. So Ben Stiller, good for you. We loved your movie. Keep making it, man. And make Severance Season 2 already. Where is it?
Do it.
Come on. Hey, you watched Severance?
Yeah, it was great.
Come on, we're season 2, man. It's been over 2 years.
Do it, you fucker.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, it's just some show in
it. With Adam Scott. It's really good. I want to see it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting angry.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, see you next week.